All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music. I got kind of an interesting, funny story today in real time for a few real people just like you, just like me. All right, quick plug for Quint Starkey's Quintessential. Um, Really great album, just phenomenal. If you want that, boat rock, dock rock, adult contemporary sound, from say 1977 to about 1982 or so, Quintessential is Quintessential. Um, it's definitely up for a Davey Award at the end of the year. Yeah, I'm going to do the Davies this year. Instead of my top albums, I'm going to have different categories. In the category, maybe, I don't know. I just, stream of consciousness, this deserves a Davey, okay? And the Davey Awards will not be brought to you by Pfizer or any demonic dancers that are there to introduce. Okay, that would be interesting though if I could get like some solid gold dancers or something, but hopefully some new ones. Anyway, again, this video just trying to be a little bit lighthearted. I understand the revenue apocalypse isn't going to go away, so I'm just going to do what I like to do here and let the chips fall where they may. Okay, so here's the story. Letter reveals George Harrison's mother was disgusted by some Beatles fans. It seems that Louise Harrison was responding to letters that were being written to her son. And the BBC reports that some of those letters are now going to be auctioned off, which is interesting. I don't know how much I would pay for a letter like that, but this is fairly educational and it's fascinating. In one of them, Louise reveals how she felt about some of the band's fans. Nobody with any sense would pay and queue, that's the Brit term for standing in line, for a ticket just to stand on a seat and scream and not hear one sound from the stage. I love this. This is what she wrote to a fan by the name of Janet Gray. And this was regarding the band's 1963 show in Manchester. She added that she was disgusted at the way the so-called fans just screamed, noting, "I was really ashamed I was a female." This is Louise Harrison. The letter is one of 25 being auctioned off at the Beatles memorabilia auction in Liverpool on August the 26th. It is expected to sell for between 126 and 190 bucks or pounds, not sure. Gray apparently was a teenager during the time she corresponded with Harrison's mom. Now get this, in some of the other letters, the rocker's mom offered Louise not Louise, it's actually Janet, sorry. Louise is the mom, Janet is the fan, and offered her guidance on her relationship with her mother, wrote about her worries for her son's health, and even revealed how many letters she had to write. So this is basically a precursor. All of that screaming and Beatlemania stuff, that's all just a warm up to what would happen later. People throwing stuff on stage, women throwing undergarments on stage. That's always a great thing, right? And then you've got today, you've got people in the front row so preoccupied with themselves that they can't enjoy the concert. So like they're taking selfies, like poor Miranda Lambert, she spoke out about this, and I got blasted a couple of times by people. Like, they paid all this money to be at the show. It's their right. If they want to disrupt the show, it's their right. Really? What about like sitting back and actually like listening and watching? What about that? Put your phone away. People cannot put their damn phones away. And it's just insane now. I mean, driving the car, you shouldn't be holding on to your phone as you're driving down the road. Hey, you might miss your turn. You might slam into the car in front of you because you're not paying attention. But this is how the concert world works. And this Beatlemania stuff with all the screaming, that's why the Beatles stopped. They couldn't hear themselves. They're like, why should we do these concerts anymore? I mean, they can't hear us. We can't hear us. So it's kind of a stupid idea to continue. And because of bad behavior, you had years where the Beatles weren't performing live, which is a shame because you would have had a lot more music to listen to now, and you'd have all that history. I mean, you'd have tours. Imagine the magical mystery tour, or the Sergeant Pepper tour. It would have been insane. They would have had to bring the whole orchestra, and but we didn't get that because Janet couldn't stop screaming. That's why. And so, the Beatles were essentially the first boy band, and all of that screaming, all of those female hormones, whatever it was, it's crazy to think. And it was so loud and so shrill. I don't think there's been anything like that. Although people say, there's a different era where there's a popular boy band or something, and you see some of it. It's still out there. And it's more about, the people, the personalities, and just seeing them in person. And obviously, it has less to do with music and more to do with hormones or whatever. So, as a classic rock kind of guy, it's just depressing, but this is what people are prone to be. They're just prone to be drawn to things for different reasons, and as you get older, you're like, what about the music? Can we get back to the music? Anyway, George Harrison's mom giving this girl advice on how to treat her mom. I think that's really cool. And this is really cool. One more time for Quint Starkey, Quintessential, amazing album. Folks who can still support this channel via Patreon, this is going to be my main means of continuing right now. Just relying on your support because, again, the YouTube revenue, it's just something I can't rely on anymore. And I don't know what any of us did, because if this is happening across this entire platform, maybe there's just not enough money for them, not enough advertising. I don't know. We've got a political season that is ramping up, and typically there is quite a bit of advertising during the political season. So we shall see. Maybe it will go back up, but I need your support. I need $1 a month, $2 a month. I don't like begging for money, believe it or not. There are people out there that accuse me of all this. All you do is ask for money. Okay, well, again, if you lost half of your income in 8 months, you might be asking for money too, and if you enjoy the content here, or you like what I say, or you support some of my controversial views, it's a way for you to show support. Okay. I do have another channel called Politically Homeless. So I'm harmless here. I'm homeless there. See how that works? And I didn't even think of that when I named it. But anyway, folks, thanks for watching. God bless you, and see you soon.